What is the ability of the U.S., and is there an ability to do anything to catch up with China and make sure we have control of what are vital, critical minerals and metals for this economy?
Firstly, thank you for having me on. Look, very difficult. I've got to be honest. It's going to be an uphill struggle. There's plenty of minerals in the world, but what the US desperately needs, obviously, is the metals, and that comes after processing. So I can dig it out of the ground. Where do I send it to get processed? We're lucky. We've got two very good partners in the States in Realloys and Ucore, and we've got a big partner in Romania. But realistically, that's going to be a 2 or 3 year lag before the actual metals hit the US market from our particular deposit.
So what's the net impact then of that lag, of continuing to tread behind of China at this point?
Yeah, look, maybe don't upset the bear in China. The Trump administration obviously is doing everything it can. It's put a lot of money into our sector, which is desperately needed by the sector, the mining sector, as well as the processing sector. So I think if we keep on that track, unless something desperately happens with relationships with China, and obviously the strategic reserves. There are reserves of gallium, terbium, hafnium, et cetera, in the West. We just don't want that supply to dwindle before mines like ours come into production.
Does it then concern you to hear the president talk about waging economic warfare against Iran? Because many have pointed to that and said the only way he can do so is to target trading partners with Iran. And, of course, that leads us to China.
Yeah, well, look, on the ground where we are, it doesn't really affect us in what we're doing. We desperately need, as well as the other miners, to get the product to the refineries, right, around the world. What you're saying, yes, it could impact if China doesn't get its oil from Iran, and they might not agree with the sanctions put on Iran. That might cause a geopolitical storm. But in the end, the Tambre's asset is the biggest asset in the world. It's got most of the heavies, which the US government really needs, the military for national defense. So we've really got to just knuckle down, get our product out, get it to the 3 refineries that we're dealing with, and then they can talk to the Raytheons, the Boeings, et cetera, Apple, NVIDIA, all those absolutely desperately need our product.
Can we talk about that Greenland mine and where it stands? Because as you say, it's a real chance to rival China and get these metals out of the ground. There have been a lot of analysts recently that have been downgrading critical metals, and they cite specifically the development of the site, that it's falling behind schedule, some of the issues just around the headache of it being in a harsh climate. Tony, is this project still on track? Is it still possible?
Absolutely. A lot of people don't know that they listen to the Trump administration say it's a block of ice. Sure, Greenland's got a lot of ice on it, but where we are in southern Greenland, probably the lowest it gets is -5 Celsius. You get colder in New York, as Chicago and Toronto, they're -5. In summer, it's a beautiful 10 to 15 degrees. A lot of sunlight. We can do 3 shifts per day, so that's fantastic as well. Where we are, look, mining is 2 things. You need 2 things. One is logistics. We're 250 metres away from the fjord where the first pits are going, so we don't have to build a railway line. We don't have to build a road. We've got it there. The other thing is most important anywhere you're mining is cooperation from the local people. We've got absolutely fantastic support from the locals. We've got support from the Greenland government. I was there only 3 days ago talking to the foreign minister and the mines minister. We've alleviated a few of the problems that they see. They don't want 300 strange men coming into a town of 3,000 people. So you can see behind me the cruise ship we bought. That's going on site in the next 2 months. That'll house all of our crew, so it doesn't impact the town. But yeah, look, we're going 100 miles an hour. and I think we'll be on track to start production in 29 as stated.
Tony, you have support from the Greenland government. What about this government? You have a $120 million letter of intent from the U.S. Exim Bank. That cash, though, not in hand. It's a letter of intent. Are you in active talks with the government right now about binding federal grants or Pentagon loans for this project?
No, we're actually not a U.S. company, although we're listed on the NASDAQ. So we haven't engaged. We did apply late last year for the DLA loan and grant. We haven't heard anything back as yet. But, we don't really need any cash at the moment. Once our merger goes through with our holding company, we'll have over $300 million in the bank. Our spend over the next 12 months is only 100, so we've still got 200 spare, and that's basically all waiting for long lead items like your concentrators, etc. But we won't be ordering those until about June next year. So, we don't need any money at the moment. The loan, the Exim loan, yes, that will come in extremely handy, and we expect that to be finalised by probably this time next year. But in the meantime, we've got enough money to continue what we're doing, and it's going very, very quickly. Like I said, we was there last week. We opened up our big core shack. We had 500 locals there asking obviously a lot of questions. What's in it for them? Will it impact the environment, et cetera, et cetera. So we answered all their questions. We've got a local CEO. So again, logistics and looking after the local people, and I think we're doing both of those things very well.